Hi there, it's Kevin Ward with Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And today I got a special treat for you and a special honor for me to be sitting here with one of my good friends and mentors, Mel Abraham, who's the founder and creator of Business Breakthrough Academy. And the reason I asked Mel to come on with me is because I heard you talk about the concept of the difference between convincing selling and conviction selling. And I just heard him say this, that conviction will trump convincing anytime when it comes to sales. And I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about that concept, how you came up with that, and a little bit about your take on conviction versus convincing.
Great. Thanks, Kevin, for asking me this. It's an interesting concept, but when we talk about, let me just talk about how it came about. I originally was going out to speak at an event, and the promoter of the event came to me and said, "Hey, Mel, we want our sales team here when you speak." And I said, "For what?" And they said, "Because we want to close these people." And I mean, how many times you hear this whole thing, always be closing, always be closing, always be closing.
Traditional sales talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I looked at him and I said, "Tell them to stay home." And they go, "What do you mean?" I said, "We don't close people. I am who I am. I have what I have.
Right.
I have a certain expertise, a certain product, a certain service, and it will fit for those in the audience that it fits for, and they will buy. And that's it."
So this sales team, they were not coming in to sell their stuff, they were coming in to sell your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the professional closers.
It was like the hitman. They were bringing the hired guns in.
You set them up, we'll take them down.
Yeah, we'll take them down. And the challenge with that, and this has worked, if you think of the evolution of sales, is the original sales, if you want to call it Sales 101, was this concept of techniques and strategies, and if I'm clever enough with these tactics, whether it's the double bind or and all kinds of different things, and the test close, if I'm clever enough, I can get the sale.
Right.
And then we graduated from that to what we call relationship selling, which is if they like me enough, then I'll get the sale. And that worked, but then we moved from that perspective into what I call consultative selling, and that's if I understand them enough. So if I ask enough questions, then I would get the sale. But if you look at all three of those, it comes from the sales side. It's all a matter of convincing them that what you have is what they need.
Right.
And that's a really difficult place. If you think about the metaphor of it's, I remember when back in high school days when a girl decided that she was going to break up with me, and here I am trying to convince her why she shouldn't break up with me and why that we're right and we should stay together.
Right.
Versus being comfortable with what it is you offer, your skills, your talents, your expertise, the product, the service, whatever it is, and being comfortable with it and saying, here's what it is. Here's what I have. Here's what it can do in your life. Here's how it can change your life. Here's how it can change your family's life. And here's the transformation and value that's created by it.
Right.
And then simply sitting back and saying, if I explained it well enough and it fits you, then come along on a journey with me.
Yeah.
And so that's where I come up with this concept of convictions, having conviction in what it is you have, having the belief in what it is you offer, your expertise, putting it out there without any kind of tactics or anything, but just simply putting it out there. So here's who I am. Here's what we have. And those that resonate with you, those that need it, those that see the value, they're going to come along for the journey.
Yeah. So when it's something that so it starts out with your belief about the value of what you're delivering. So
Absolutely.
You've got something of value to help someone else, and if the value that you have can actually deliver something that will help them, and they see that and believe that, there's always going to be that element of obviously relationship, asking questions, because that's how you're connecting. But you're not trying to technique them.
Exactly.
You're not trying to push them into a corner where they're like, okay, I'll say yes, I'll sign,
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you do that, that's when you end up with refunds. That's when you end up with people that have remorse, buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
You have people that are trying to now explain to their wife or their husband when they get home, I don't know what happened, and I just put it on the credit card, honey, and then they
honey, call them and cancel. Yeah. Get our money back. Yeah.
And I think society itself, when you look at society, especially today, is starved for transparency, authenticity, and a standard of integrity that seems to be lacking in corporate America, in businesses, and in society in general. And I think that when you come at it and say, here's who I am, I'm gonna open up the robe and say, here's who I am, here's what I can offer, here's the guarantees I offer, and I'm doing it from a place of integrity, people are attracted to that. And you talk about, especially in the kind of business that you're in, a lot of it is referral based. It is relationships. It's absolutely. But the difference is that when you position yourself that way and you're successful in doing that, instead of someone saying, "Well, I need someone to help me out with this in the real estate field," and they say, "Well, here's 3 people that you might talk to," they're going to look at you and go, "Kevin's the only guy you need to go to." And that's when you turn around and say, instead of thinking of referrals, you're thinking of positioning. And I position myself in a space where I'm the only one that is being referred out. And that's key.
Well, and I think about it as it relates to you guys, to real estate agents, is that when you try to convince somebody, I mean, how many of you like to just be convinced? Like, convince me, and people make an argument and so forth. When your conviction is like your belief is so strong in what you're doing and what you have to offer, there's an attraction, a pull rather than a push. Because whenever somebody's trying to convince us, then automatically, if you're trying to convince me of something that I'm like, stop, our resistance, the walls automatically go up. But when the conviction is there, the passion is there, then there's almost this attractiveness. There's a pull.
Exactly that the concept of marketing, sales, and relationships is a pull strategy. What I call a pull strategy. I mean a push strategy, where you're basically trying to get behind them and push them in the door, and then slam the door before they can get out. And
it's repelling.
It is.
It actually repels.
It really is repelling in the truth of it. And you may get some sales. But you're not going to build the relationships at a deep level that are going to be long lasting. I've got relationships in my business where they're sending me work back from the early 90s, and they don't go anywhere else because of how I've treated them and the kind of respect and integrity. And when you start to look at positioning and conviction selling and being real with them, then now that's kind of, I know the Pied Piper wasn't a good character, but it's kind of like the Pied Piper. You're going, I'm over here, and they're just saying, all right, like the little ducklings following the mom, in for the thing. And at the same time, you know that what you're offering them, what you're giving to them, is real and it's real value. So the conviction isn't fake conviction; it's real. And I've been more times than I can count where I've looked at someone and said, it's not right for you, or it's not right for you now. And I'm okay to come from a place of saying, if I'm looking at it from my pocketbook only, then I'm going to try to convince everyone to buy.
I want the commission. I want
exactly. Versus if I'm looking at it and saying to them, this is probably not right for you, or it's not right for you at the right time right now. There'll be something better. And I think that in the long run, you may lose that opportunity, but in the long run, the goodwill, the relationship you built, the trust you built, will come back to you in time tenfold.
Absolutely. Well, I want to make one other distinction, because I don't want anybody to think that what we're saying is don't try to convince people, just have conviction. Is that doesn't mean, conviction means if you need my help, I'm the one to help you. If you need a service, I can provide. It doesn't mean be wimpy or being like, I don't want to put myself out there because I don't want people to feel like I'm being pushy. No, the whole point of conviction is you've got to put yourself out there because you know the value you have to deliver. It's just that once you put it out there, let that be the compelling. It's like, so conviction is compelling.
It is compelling.
And convincing is repelling. So the one's compelling, it pulls. One's repelling, it actually causes them to push you away. If you're convincing them, it's repelling. If you're based from a conviction perspective, it's compelling.
And I actually think also it actually comes from a place of power. More so,
yeah,
because
very powerful.
if you know that you're trying to convince someone, your unconscious mind, your body language is going to be your tell. And so I'm sitting back going, this isn't right for them, but I need the money. So, so I'm going to try and convince them. And if the person's not astute enough, they get caught in that. But your body's a tell. When you're coming from a place of conviction and belief and integrity, you can stand tall, you can be flat-footed, you're not on your heels, and you can say, you know what, this deal is a good deal for you. This is the right deal for you based on what I know, and this is, and I will fight for this deal for you. We'll see what we can do. And now you can come from a place of integrity, not from a place of, I just got to make a sale.
Right.
And so I think that even from a conviction standpoint, it's actually a more powerful position to come from, because you come from a place of knowing and just a fact of what is.
Yeah, and I've done that with you. In other words, I've been into your event and I invested in your mastermind because, and there was no pressure.
Nope.
It was just that you had the conviction, and I'm just like, yeah, this guy's got it, and I want to learn more of what he's got. And so I appreciate so much, one, the impact you've made in my life.
Thank you.
And sharing this with some people that mean a whole lot to me, that I'm trying to make a difference in their life, and with my convictions of helping them win in their life.
Well, and I think that's why we ended up becoming good friends, is the realization that you come from the same mold as me. I mean, you come from a place of being real, being truthful, and coming from a place of saying, here's my standards, I won't compromise.
Yep.
I want to serve, and I want to serve at a high level, and I want to serve with sincerity, authenticity, and I don't want to serve from the perspective of fleecing someone or taking money from someone. I simply want to in the process, make sure that I make their lives better with some of the things that I know. And I had a fortunate conversation with another student of mine who looked at me today, and she said, my life is dynamically changed because of some of the things that you've taught me. And you take the tuition, the fees, all that stuff out of it, that means more to me than anything else. Yeah, because you know me, I'm not necessarily doing it for any other reason other than to see people create lives that are legacy lives, that are meaningful, fulfilling, and something that they can live fully and come to the end of their years and go, man, it was a hell of a ride.
That's absolutely. Well, Mel, thank you so much. Man, I'm honored to have you as a friend, a mentor, and I appreciate you sharing today. So guys, here's the thing, is develop the passion and the belief of the value you have to add to other people. Build your skills, build your strategies. All of that matters, makes a huge difference. But at the bottom line is, when you come from here, from the heart, you're going to always be more powerful. So again, it's Kevin Ward with Yes Masters here with Mel Abraham, just reminding you guys to embrace your life, engage opportunity, and always expect yes.
See you later. Good deal.
I think we did that one.
It's a wrap.
That was a wrap.